find a property. Many prospective tenants are blaming an application fee they claim is unnecessary and unfair. Graham Butler reports one Perth man has even taken his fight to court after an agent refused to give him back his money.
I think it's horrible. I think they should be allowed to do it.
Well, they're feeling that it's really unfair. It's stopping them from getting housing and it's money that they haven't got.
Interestingly, in these busy times where we're getting multiple applications, taking option fees is an administrative nightmare to most leasing agents.
Perth's rental situation is dire. The vacancy rate is sitting at just 1.8%, and that's about as low as it's ever been. For prospective tenants, it's tough finding a place to live.
I'm just stuck.
Where are you going to go?
Probably out there on the street. Down the coast.
85-year-old Doris Robertson has only got days to find somewhere to live. She says she's had knockback after knockback.
I've been a battler all my life, and I'm still battling.
But Doris is now facing a battle she's struggling to win. Applying for rentals is made almost impossible for her because of the application or option fees asked by some agents.
We didn't know until the last minute that we had an application fee. And when my granddaughter took the papers in, they said, oh, you've got to have $300. She said, my nan can't do that. She hasn't got the money.
Option fees were introduced when the rental market was a lot quieter, designed to protect landlords from loss when tenants change their minds. Today, the market is a different story, but the fees remain.
I think it's unfair and unnecessary.
Sue Chadwick from the Northern Suburbs Community Legal Centre is a tenancy advocate. She says option fees are a nightmare for people battling to secure a rental, and she can see no reason for them.
Owners shouldn't have to re-advertise for the property. Surely if they're taking 10 applications, then they've got 10 people to choose from, to offer the house to at the end of the day.
Typically, the option fee is the equivalent of 1 week's rent, and it's up to leasing agents to decide if they charge it or not. The money is refunded to the applicant if they don't get the property, but it's when an application is accepted the confusion seems to begin, as Dominic Cosick discovered when he turned down a rental property.
They said that's not a problem, that's okay, but I cannot get the option fee back.
Dominic had paid a $480 option fee and didn't believe he should forfeit it despite the agent telling him he'd lost it. Dominic decided to take on the agent in court.
It was more not about this $480. I wanted to make it clear whether it's legal or not what they're doing.
The agent didn't turn up to court and Dominic won by default, getting his money back plus costs.
Because I've done law degree, I had some idea, and basically I knew that it shouldn't be like this.
Well, on the face of it, that's incorrect. The fee should have been refunded if the tenant said no. Of course, without knowing all the facts, it's hard to make a judgment on that, but the 2-day or 48-hour period is very strict.
REWA President David Airy wasn't aware of Dominic's case, but says there's a lot of confusion surrounding option fees.
Well, I think there's a whole lot of lack of understanding around what an option fee is, both amongst leasing agents and the poor old public who are trying to rent property.
The option fees are quite legal, and agents don't receive a cent of the money if it's lost, it goes to the landlord. But there are strict rules about the conditions under which the fee can be forfeited. Tenants have 48 hours to refuse a property or change their mind about accepting a rental.
Now, if they say, no, I don't want it, any time within that 48-hour period, the option is fully refundable.
Tego nie powiedziałeś. Ale tu bym się nie zgodził z chujem, to nie jest nigdzie napisane, skąd on to wziął 48
Or if they say nothing, it's forfeited if they change their mind after that period.
But the complaints about option fees extend beyond the issue of refunds. Many tenants feel they need to apply for multiple properties in the hope of securing one, and that can really add up.
If I was looking for a house, I'd be wanting to put as many applications in as I possibly could. I would like to be putting 5, 6, 7, 8 applications in a week.
Well, if I had to pay the $300, I just couldn't do it. I could do it on one, but I can't do it on any others. And that's all there is to it.
While time is running out for Doris to find a new place to live, there is good news on the horizon for future tenants regarding the dreaded option fees.
Change is ahead for option fees. They're likely to be reduced to less than $100 when the regulations to the Residential Tenancies Act are introduced either late this year or early next year.
And for tenants, that come soon enough.
Really desperate. We really needed this legislation years ago.
Musieli tam sobie
Graham Butler reporting there. Now to the 62-year-old.